a head cold going on. Do I sound funny?
Yeah.
Do I sound funny?
Yeah. You sound like you just had a whole balloon full of helium for lunch.
Well,
And
I didn't.
You also ate the balloon.
I had a large cup of strawberries, which usually helps me,
Yeah.
but maybe not today.
Not today. Yeah, you were weird last week too.
I was?
I was all like, "Hey Nick,
Oh,
how you doing?"
yes.
You're like, "I don't know where I
Oh my
am."
gosh, you're right. I was. I went straight home after that and just laid in
Yeah.
bed for days.
Nick thought he went straight home last week. He actually just kept driving for 4 hours.
Yeah.
We found him lost in the
yeah.
woods.
Don't I live in San Antonio, Texas?
We found him covered in honey, being raised by bears.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, they were attentive.
It was the vacation you've always dreamed of.
Hey, did you hear the Rolling Stones are doing a U.S. tour?
Why wouldn't you say this for book news? No, I didn't know.
Okay, I can tell you that.
We should go.
I would love to go, yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's it. You ready to start podcasting?
Are most of them alive?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Stones?
Yeah. Pretty shocking, but yeah, most of them are.
You think it's like all the chemicals?
Could be.
Like it's
They're pickled?
yeah, like they've been
Maybe.
mummified, but while alive.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What was our last episode? Not Stanley. What was it?
Stanley
Was it?
last week.
Really?
Yeah, you've had a long week.
I guess. That feels like a long time ago.
All right,
Okay.
here we go.
Let's do it.
Welcome to episode 170 of the All the Books Show, the recorded at the David A. Howe Public Library, where we talk book news, library news, and author news. I'm Eric Mickles, being laughed at by...
Nick Gunning. You said the recorded at. I don't know.
I don't know if I did or not.
You did.
I don't-
You
I don't
did,
think
and it
enough
just
people saw that.
It tickled me, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it was very unprofessional of me to laugh at you.
Yeah.
In that way. So
We are the recorded.
I'm sorry.
I did it like Starfire from the Teen Titans Go.
yeah, you're right.
We are the recording.
You are right. Teen Titans Go to the Movies, which is out on DVD now and here in our collection. So
Mhm.
if you haven't seen it, check it out. I loved
Yeah.
that movie.
Warner Brothers called. Your check is on the way.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So
That would be.
along with
Excellent.
a copy of Fantastic Beasts 2.
Oh, I'm fine.
no,
I'm fine.
They heard about your story.
Jeez. I did try to watch Fantastic Beasts 2, Crimes of Grindelwald, because as much as I didn't like the first one, and that was a whole lot.
Yeah, you didn't like it.
The second one, the trailers were looking kind of interesting, and Jude Law in it and everything. It just sort of, I was like, okay, let's try it. So we went, half hour in, the movie freezes. We get moved to a new theater, and they're like, we're going to start it right where it left off. And it picked up in a totally random spot with people we had never seen and had no idea what was happening.
Right.
Then it stops, and we're like, okay, they're fixing it. It jumps to a different scene. Still, we have no idea what's happening. Still way too late in the movie. So we left. So I've seen the first half hour of Crimes of Grindelwald,
And
a few minutes of the middle, I guess, and a few minutes of the late middle. I don't know.
and
My wife was enjoying it a lot more than I was. I just don't remember the first movie very well because I hated it so much. So it was kind of hard to I kept being like, so who is this? What are these relationships?
right,
Eric just watched the movie last night.
the first one.
The first movie.
Yeah.
So what was your hot take on it?
What was my hot? Well, yeah. Like I'm gonna have a hot take. People kind of know my feeling towards
They do.
the Harry Potter universe. Well, listeners do.
They do.
Maybe not like the random Joe on the street.
Yeah.
That'd be rough if
Yeah.
I was just out there yelling. He's like, "We know this already."
It seems like something you do though.
I didn't know who it was for
that was my
Until
thing
the-
exactly.
until the end because I'm
Yeah.
like, this is a kids film, and then they were going to commit capital punishment
Right.
on our heroes,
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh, this is for grown-ups, and then they had still more goofy things, but also children being beaten for witchcraft.
Yeah.
And finally I was like,
It's all over
oh,
the place.
this is just for the grown-ups who were kids or teenagers
Yeah.
watching the original movies, and now they want more of this, but still want to feel like they would like the goofy platypus that steals coins
I
kind of
guess.
stuff. And I just kind of felt like, all right, I don't want to hear any more crap about the Star Wars prequels. then.
Honestly, that's what it reminds me of though.
Yeah.
It's like J.K. Rowling has become George
Yeah.
Lucas. I feel like
Yeah.
in that maybe step aside
Yeah.
and let somebody else take this over because it's just not working. For more on our thoughts on all of that, go to episode 98, Harry Potter and the
Yeah.
Podcaster's Spotlight.
But I'm going to see the second one. I probably will.
I will too at some point. We started it.
Sometimes the movies are entertaining
Yeah.
for me, but most of the time I'm like, I am just not in this.
I'm hoping.
So-
I really am hoping that it is. But
It's just, I don't know. I'm just watching. I'm like, yep, we're watching a bunch of grown-ups be wizards.
yeah,
I don't know.
It's weird.
Also, wands are just guns, aren't they?
basically.
At least in Fantastic Beasts, at the end, the villain is attacking Newt,
Yeah.
and he's just shooting the wand with powers.
Right.
But like it's not doing any magic. It's
Yeah.
just blast, blast,
Yeah.
blast. And I'm like, oh, this is just a gun.
Right.
And then it made me think, they're just giving 12-year-olds guns
Yeah.
in the Harry Potter universe. So
I think those are advanced spells, the gun spells. You got to be a certain age.
it was just after a while. Also, the whole teleportation thing. It seemed like Doctor Strange, the superhero movie,
yes.
got a lot of crap for Doctor Strange not doing like magical things.
Right.
But I feels like he did just as much stuff as these guys did.
Probably right.
And Fantastic Beasts,
You were probably right.
teleporting and blasting. So
Yeah.
I kept waiting for like actual magic. It feels bland. It feels
Yeah.
the color scheme in this.
Oh,
I think
yes.
it's the director, David Yates, because it's the same thing with his other movies, like the older ones. It's a very muted color scheme, which is
Yeah.
very confusing to me, considering it should be like full of colorful magic and
Right.
everything. I'm not going to rant anymore after this one.
Okay.
But I think the early Harry Potter movies, like the first two, the
Yeah.
Christopher Columbus
Right.
movies, even though they're like the worst ones,
Yeah.
I think what they get right that all the other movies don't get right, for me anyways, is that I remember reading Harry Potter and thinking it's just like color
Yeah.
and things everywhere. It's kind of a chaotic mess of magic and everything, and then it seemed all very sterile going on. You know what I mean?
I do. Yes.
And even watching Crimes of Grindelwald, I'm like, this isn't like a fun place. I wouldn't want to go here as
Right.
a kid.
Agreed.
So anyway,
Yeah. Well, that's a hot take on a movie that's a few years old now.
yeah.
But we do have the screenplay. We have the DVD here,
Yeah.
and I just ordered the screenplay for Crimes of Grindelwald. So if you're a J.K. Rowling completist,
There's a whole bunch of
We will have it.
There's a whole bunch of Fantastic Beasts books I'm ordering. They put out I don't know how long this has been out there because I'm not totally in touch with it all. But because Fantastic Beasts is just this tiny little book.
yes, it is.
But
Yep.
they've put out a hardcover, like big encyclopedia, illustrated and
Oh,
everything
that's
that
cool.
looks really nice, which looks like it should. So
Yeah, that's
we're gonna
nice.
get some
That's
of those.
Fun. Okay. Well, let's open up the old bookmark, see where we are, what
All
we're
right.
reading, what we're doing. I'm telling you what,
Uh-huh.
this is like my kryptonite, but I've been in this rut where I just can't
Hey,
I can't read.
if I go crazy though,
Yeah.
will you still call me Superman?
Yes.
If I'm alive and well, will you be there holding my hand?
Yeah. I know that's a song. So.
Kryptonite.
Yeah, Kryptonite.
By Three Doors Down.
But yeah, I don't know. I just haven't been doing a lot of reading lately.
Yeah.
And it's usually like my outlet,
It's your
you know.
kryptonite.
So anyway, I finished Children of the Jedi for my little. I don't know why I always say little, but for the book club that I'm doing with some friends.
Uh-huh. Your little
by
book club.
Barbara
Sorry,
Hambly.
book club.
I was not a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
I was not a huge fan of it.
Snap.
And then I also read Batman White Knight, which is part of the new DC Black label.
Yeah, I've read this.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I know you were kind of on the fence about it. You thought it was too talky.
I gave it 4 stars.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Yeah.
thought.
No, I said it wasn't like there were things that held it back from like its 5th star for me. Like a little too repetitive in some of his points.
Yeah, I didn't find it repetitive. I thought
Huh.
it worked really well. And I
Right.
liked all the random homages to different eras of Batman, different movies, different cartoons or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like we had a little slice of just about everything in there, including Batman and Robin, which nobody wants to remember.
Yeah, you
But
pointed that out to me, and I totally, because I have not seen Batman and Robin forever. That Alfred and
yeah, there's an
Nora
element
Freese's
in the
wife.
comic, right, exactly, where Mr. Freeze's wife and Alfred are suffering from the same disease.
which was
so
in
he
the
and
Joel
Batman-
Schumacher
And
Batman
that's it.
and Robin.
That's it. That's the only place it is.
So,
So,
yeah.
like, for them to pull that, they're really pulling from everywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, great Batman story, great Joker story, and I'm not a huge Joker story
Uh-huh.
guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought it really worked, and we have it in our collection, and you should check it out.
Yeah.
I think it's worth a read. I think it's interesting. It does some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And then I'm currently reading this book right here in front of me. I can't remember what it's called. When the Lights Go Out by Mary Kubica, author of The Good Girl, which I have not read, but that was a hit when it was out.
Oh.
This one is okay so far.
Are you cracking? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one's okay so far. It's a protagonist that I'm not really relating very well to. I'm not super interested in her plight, and that's going to become a problem if that doesn't change.
Did you
shortly?
read?
I'm about 90 pages in.
She wrote The Good Girl.
No, I haven't read that.
Oh, I thought you picked this up because you've read her.
no,
before.
it just looked interesting, and
Okay. Look, the R in Mary is backwards.
reversed. Yep, I don't know what that's all about, but it is.
Huh.
I'm reading that, and it's funny. After our talk last week,
Sorry,
about Stan Lee and the differences between classic Spider-Man and classic Superman.
you picked up something.
I happened to find just at a thrift store a
Uh-huh.
collection called Superman in the 50s, which
Yeah.
is just exactly what I was talking about, like 50 Superman stories.
Yeah. Superman's broken up with Lois Lane, is dating a 20-year-old. He got himself a convertible.
Not Superman in his 50s.
Oh, okay.
Superman stories from the
He's
50s.
visiting his son Jonathan
Yeah.
only on the weekends.
Again, that would make more sense if it was Superman in his 50s, but it's not.
Okay.
What is cool about it, I guess it's kind of curated by Mark Waid.
Yeah.
And it's pulling kind of the best of the 50s. So it's not a collection that's like, look how goofy the 50s were.
Yeah.
It's like, here are some things, because apparently it was very loosely connected. The comics at the time in the George Reeves Superman show were very interconnected, so
Right.
that stories would be in one and in the other, and they kind of brought the Superman stories down to a level that was like TV budget friendly. And
Oh.
so I didn't really know all that aspect of it. So I was really interested in just the forward of this, and it's making me appreciate these kind of more grounded Superman stories a little bit more. So that's interesting. I'm just in that right now. That's basically it for me. I haven't done
Okay.
much else.
Oh, yeah.
So take it away. What about you?
I finished Contagion.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, by Aaron Bowman.
Yeah.
This is a young adult book. And
Yes.
last time I said I don't think this was a young adult book. It is.
Oh, okay.
It's a young adult book.
All right.
Once you get reading through it, the ensemble kind of gives way for the lead character,
Okay.
who's a teenager.
Ah.
And there's a teenage boy.
Oh, boy.
And they're the only ones, they trust each other, but nobody trusts
Yeah,
them.
they trust each other.
It's fine. I think if I would recommend it to its audience for this type of
Teens.
yes, I would recommend it to teens
Okay.
because it has that classic like claustrophobic. You're on an alien world dealing with like a virus. Then there was none kind of situation.
Okay.
So it's a kind of story I like in space. I just didn't necessarily love. I don't know. I cannot figure out what it is about like this YA written book like this versus an adult one. But I think it's just the style of writing. I think the writing itself isn't as engaging to me. It's just it gets the job done because this type of book is about the relationships.
Yeah. Well,
So-
that's kind of, that goes back to when we were chatting with Wendy Corsi Staub, what she was saying about like using a different part of your brain to
Yeah.
write YA, that it's not just the subject matter. It's the
Right.
way that she writes everything.
right.
It changes like fundamentally.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes sense.
Also, I forgot this has a sequel coming.
Oh,
So that kind of
in for a penny, in for a pound.
well, no, it dilutes the ending, I guess is
Okay.
the thing because I'm reading. I'm like, all right, so you're gonna, and then it has like another 20 pages to lead up to the sequel. I'm like, ugh, I don't care. I'm not it. Making the sequel, it just reads. It starts to read like any other YA thing, you know. Like
Is Lazmat in it?
no, Lazmat's not in it. But as soon as you realize that the higher powers are in charge and the teens are going to have to save the day and everything, like, okay, you had a pretty decent standalone thing.
What is it now? What's the thing now?
For YA?
Yeah.
I don't think there is.
I don't think the whole like the fairy tale bubble that popped real quick. It seemed like
the
for a while
biggest-
everybody was trying to do a take on a fairy tale.
Yeah, the biggest thing right now, I mean, I guess The Hate You Give was
like social action.
yeah,
kind of books.
that's probably a good way
Makes
to
sense.
To put it. If I went
It
on
makes
to
sense.
the Dear Evan Hansen is based off a
Oh, the Broadway musical.
yeah. I guess Children of Blood and Bone has been doing
That's
pretty
what.
decent
That's
business.
fantasy.
Yeah, but yeah, it's hard to say. It's not like you can't just say like teen dystopian, and
Right.
teen fairy
Teen
tale.
vampire
So
lovers.
I think maybe they're finding the next thing. So anyway, yeah. And then what else did I read? Oh no, I haven't. I have to read. I bought myself another copy, or not another copy. I bought myself a copy of The Tower of Swallows, which is the 4th Witcher novel.
Which
Yeah,
we have them all in the collection. You
Yeah,
can
we
just
do.
check them out.
I know. I like to support. He doesn't get any money from the video games
Oh, I see.
as the lawsuit
I see.
show. So,
Oh, good for you.
and
That's
I can read this on my Kindle while I travel.
Here, see, you're trying to help out the little guy, and
And I pay Amazon. I know I'm a monster. But I also have Batman and Robin Volume 5, The Big Burn to read.
oh yeah, don't get rid of that because I need to read it.
And I also have Suicide Squad Volume 7, Drain the Swamp to read. This is like the rebirth. I can't believe we're up to 7. Also, Swamp Thing better show the heck up in this issue.
Yeah, I guess so.
You don't put anything swamp in a title in a
No.
DC book, and Swamp Thing doesn't show up.
He's got to be there.
So
Well, I mean, they're prepping a Swamp Thing show right now, so it'd be
That's
good to give
true,
him a little
yeah.
bit of
not a
coverage.
Suicide Squad movie
no.
because that movie made tons of money.
No,
Yeah.
I read the novelization to that. Everyone,
Yeah.
it was fine.
Yeah, he did
How many times have you seen Suicide Squad?
twice.
Yeah, I've seen it twice too.
Yeah. That's enough for me.
Second time I watched the extended cut.
Oof.
Unlike Batman v Superman, it doesn't really
Yeah. I wouldn't think so.
do it.
All right. Man. I'm trying to think if there's I watched The Big Short.
You know what I feel like I haven't said in a
Okay.
while?
What?
Batman v Superman sucks.
Sorry, man.
It is a terrible movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, The Big Short,
I watched The Big Short.
like with Christian.
What?
No.
Oh, wait. Did I say The Big Short? Oh, that's where I got lost. No, I watched Get Shorty.
Oh, Get Shorty. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No, I didn't want. I mean, I have watched The Big Short.
Okay, that is with Christian Bale, right?
What? The Big Short.
Yeah.
The Big Short is with Christian Bale and
Yes.
Steve Carell,
And Get Shorty is
with
Travolta. and-
John
yeah.
Travolta, and Gene Hackman.
Based on the novels by Elmore Leonard.
Yeah. And it's by the movie is Barry help me. Adam's Family. Barry
I don't know.
Sonnenfeld.
Okay.
Okay.
Barry Seinfeld.
No, not
What's the deal with the Addams Family?
Barry Sonnenfeld.
Okay.
Anyway, he directed like Addams Family and Men in Black, but he did Get Shorty and Big Trouble, which is based off of
Elmore Leonard.
the
Oh.
other guy, John Barry.
It's a very informative.
Listen, I'm sorry, everybody. Anyway,
Dave Barry.
No, maybe I typed in Big Short again.
Oh boy.
I'm trying to
Oh,
type
boy.
in
This
Dave
is
Barry. All right, let's get off this tangent. The point is, I watched
do it.
Get Shorty the movie
I've never seen it.
because it's pretty good.
Are you gonna watch Be Cool?
No,
Why not?
I've heard it's a terrible sequel.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I watched it because I can't even remember what station did it. Epix, I think.
Oh.
Epix. Did,
Oh, with Ray Romano.
yeah, with Ray Romano and Chris
Oh.
O'Dowd.
Get
And I wanted to watch that because I watched the pilot first. I was like, oh, I wonder how much of this is just a rip, and it's
Yeah.
not really at all. It's
Oh,
its own different
okay.
take. I don't know if one is more based on the book or not, but I mean, it's still like a gangster, like a pusher going to LA and kind of getting into the movie
Okay.
business. So
Elmore Leonard also wrote the novels that spun out Justified.
yes.
The Raylan Timothy Oliphant plays the Raylan Givens character. It's confusing about that though is that Raylan, the character that Timothy Oliphant plays, is not a primary character. He's a recurring character in Elmore Leonard's stories. So when you try to like read those books, you're like, okay, but where's Raylan?
Right.
You know.
That's
But
that
it's
is
a good
weird.
show. It's a cool show.
Okay.
I like that a lot. FX.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Super Cop, not Super Cop. Rumble in the Bronx. I watched Rumble in the Bronx.
Okay. So what are you reading now? You're getting ready to start The Witcher.
Yeah, I just grabbed The Witcher.
You
today.
grabbed
I
The
finished Contagion and I grabbed my copy of The Witcher.
Which,
So after I read this, I just have The Lady of the Lake, which is the last novel. But then next year, he's putting out another one.
Oh.
Or it's already out.
Well, he doesn't make any money from the video game, so
Yeah,
what are you gonna
the
do?
Coming Storm or the Season of Storms, I think, and it's
Okay.
like a standalone like prequel.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
anyway,
Yeah.
roundabout way to say I'm reading The Witcher,
Okay.
and I watched Get Shorty. I almost did The Big Short again.
All right.
That's a pretty good movie though. Big Short.
Never seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not.
Oh, you should.
Wait. Is that I think I have seen it. That's like about the economic collapse.
Yes. The housing market.
Yes, I've seen that, but I haven't seen Spotlight, and
Right.
those always I never remember which is which. But
Okay.
Anyway. All right, so let's close up the old books.
How was Steve Carell's SNL?
on the bookmark? It was not good. Steve
Yeah.
Carell hosted SNL.
Yeah.
His Amazon skit was funny, but that was and the Space Monkeys was kind of funny, but
Okay.
it was disappointing overall.
But Adam Sandler somehow
Yes.
is funny.
We watched the Adam Sandler stand-up special, 100% fresh, and it was great.
Yeah, it
was
killed
very
all
good.
of us.
It was-
I couldn't believe my wife laughed as much as she
Oh,
did
yeah.
at it. Because I thought she wasn't an Adam Sandler fan.
Yeah.
But I guess she does like some of his stuff. But like, I can't remember the last of his movies I've enjoyed.
Yeah,
So I think it goes.
Oh, boy.
The Wedding Singer is the last one.
yeah,
And so yeah, watching that stand-up special is like Adam Sandler's still funny.
Yeah.
And also kind of a softie in a way that translates well.
yeah.
So
I feel like Adam Sandler, the problem is more like laziness.
Yeah.
than anything.
He's got the
It's
Kevin
not that
Smith problem.
He does. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
lazy
You
creator
know what?
syndrome.
You know what?
What?
Pixels is pretty fun.
That was more fun than it should have been.
It was.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Book news.
Yes, let's move it on to the book
Advance
news now.
notices.
I got some advance notices. Well, one, I want to remind everybody that the Goodreads Choice Awards are in their final round right now. You have until November 26th to vote for your favorite, and we'll see what the winners are. But it's a pretty good list overall, I think. So that's that. Looking at some advance notices, still in large print. I'll have some standard print notices for you next time around, hopefully. We have a couple of fun titles. This is the start of a new series by Sarah Fox, Literary Pub Mystery #1, Wine and Punishment. Like Crime and Punishment.
Oh, I couldn't figure it out. I kept trying to figure it's like wine and what?
In the first in an engaging new mystery series from USA Today bestselling author Sarah Fox, the owner of a charming literary pub finds her fresh start on the rocks thanks to a case of murder.
Oh, you know what's already wrong with this cover?
What?
She's drinking red wine, but with punishment, you want a white.
Oh, that's true.
You want a white wine.
Yeah, the oakiness,
So,
I think,
yeah.
is really... I know nothing about wine.
Yeah, I know that that's how James Bond figured out he was dealing with a spy in From Russia with Love.
I see.
Because he ordered a red wine with fish.
That's right.
Big
You
mistake.
don't do it. Big
Now he's dead.
Big mistake.
Now he's dead and James Bond lives on forever.
He still does.
So.
One Taste Too Many, another
Ooh.
new mystery series by Deborah H. Goldstein, a Sarah Blair mystery #1. For Culinary Challenge Sarah Blair, there's only one thing scarier than cooking from scratch.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to guess what it is?
Getting scratched
It's
by...
murder.
Oh.
Anyway, first in a new series. You'll have these, I think, in February, so plenty of time. You will not, I repeat, not be able to purchase these as Christmas gifts in large print, so
No.
don't even try.
Yeah, hold off.
You can't do it.
We'll get there.
The grown-ups movies, I guess,
I
are
haven't
okay.
seen
The
them.
first one's kind of fun. Second one is...
Haven't seen him. Hotel Transylvania. I don't know if that counts, though, for him.
Yeah. Yeah,
So.
I think it does.
Oh, okay. Well,
think
there
it
you go.
counts.
Hotel Transylvania was the last
Funny
movie I
People's
enjoyed.
very good. We don't need to talk about
Yeah.
Adam Sandler right now.
No.
That's fine. But the stand-up special
Oh,
is good.
Adugoa. No, I can't do it.
Was that supposed to be Rob Schneider?
No, I was trying to do Adam Sandler's voice.
Oh, like the Habadoo kind of a
Habadoo,
voice.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, good. Best to not try. Absolutely. All right, let's turn it over to the New York Times bestseller list. What's hitting the tip tops?
All right. So New York Times bestsellers list is kind of interesting.
It
What
better be.
didn't make the top 10?
You got my hopes up.
Jeffrey Archer debuted at 15. Is that good for Archer?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
he's not
heads you win. His new book.
He's got very passionate fans, but I don't think he's
What's
picking
his-
up newbies.
Okay. Where the Crawdad Sings is down to 14, but I
Okay.
think that's because of some of the new stuff. And Spark of Light also went down to 13.
Whoa.
Alexander, what?
What's Sparking Light?
Spark of Light by Jodi Picoult.
Oh, Pickle. Okay.
Alexander McCall Smith is also debuting with the new book, The Colors of All Cattle. That's the 19th book at number 12.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's #1 Ladies Detective Agency.
Yep. And Mary Higgins Clark and Alistair Burke at 11 for You Don't Own Me.
Well, yeah. Those are basically those are paperback originals, if
All right.
ever there were.
Well, he made, it's only 10, but he did better than them. Clive Cussler and Graham Brown, Sea of Greed.
I gotta think that McCall Smith is gonna pop up the list in the
You think
coming.
so?
I
For
do.
the gifts?
I
Yeah.
do. Yes.
That's a stocking stuffer
that
size
is definitely
book,
a present too.
too. Yeah, so this is the hardcover fiction for adult fiction. But Sea of Greed by Clive Cussler and Graham Brown, the 16th book in the Numa files. Numa, hey. Numa, hey. That's all I can think
I
about.
wasn't really sure where that was going.
Do you
but-
remember that?
No, I don't.
What?
No, I don't.
The Numa song?
I just still don't remember it.
Sometimes I wonder
Do
if yeah, never mind.
Okay.
All right, number 9. What do we got here?
can't see
The
it.
Noel Stranger.
Richard
Paul Evans.
Yeah.
A newly divorced woman develops a friendship with the owner of a Christmas tree lot.
Okay.
I was waiting to hear shop at the end, but it's a lot. So he owns this Christmas tree lot
Okay.
for 2 months? I don't really know how long you...
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway.
It's not a great business.
Well, she's newly divorced and she's out there. She's
out.
living her life.
Gone.
And she's met this guy and they're going to have a friendship and probably more just in time for Christmas.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So, all right, number 8, Unsheltered by Karen Kingsolver, a novel.
I do want to read this.
Number 7, Mitch Albom, The Next Person You Meet in Heaven. I had planned to write down 5 names
Yeah.
of ridiculous people that you would meet in heaven
Okay.
after the first 5,
Yes.
and I didn't.
That's
So
sad.
I'm sorry. Next week,
Uh-huh.
I'll find the guy who invented the Q-tip.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some obscure, like Tom Bosley from Happy Days.
Yeah. Number 6 is Stephen King, Elevation.
Song. Song.
Yeah, it's a song by U2.
Okay.
Ugh.
I don't know.
U2 the band, not U2 as in
Oh,
you.
not
as
me
well.
as well. Not me
Yeah.
as well. Cool.
Number 5, Nicholas Sparks.
Got it,
Every
totally got it.
breath.
Every move you make, every bond you
Song?
break.
Is that a song? That's what.
You know what? You
Yeah.
know what? I appreciate that robot thing you were doing. So
Michael Connolly, Dark Sacred. I'm not reading. Oh shoot! I just lost my list.
you're terrible.
What
I don't
just
know.
happened?
I don't know what's happening to you today.
I
That's
weirdly
what
ended up
don't
on
know.
Twitter. I hit the follow us on this anyway.
You don't have to tell everybody.
So this is Detective Renee Ballard. Ballard
Zellweger.
teams. Oh, I don't think so. Teams up with retired Detective Harry Bosch, who is working on a cold case, and he needs a little friendship to warm up
Yes, he
this
does.
cold case.
Yes, he does.
So, looks like the cold case wasn't this murder that's been unsolved for 20 years.
It's really high pitched.
Cold case was your heart, Harry Bosch. Right? All right.
Well, now I kind of want to read it.
Number 3, John Grisham, The Reckoning. So, what was the one that we were explaining away as like a dad gift? The one he had written.
Rooster Bar?
Was that it? I
Probably.
think it was the one before that.
Well,
had, like-
Camino Island came out during. Oh, you know what? Camino Island came out around
Father's Day?
Father's Day.
I think that's
yeah,
what,
it could
okay.
be.
Anyway, The Reckoning. A decorated World War II veteran shoots and kills a pastor inside a Mississippi church.
Yowza.
Yeah. Number 2. I think this would be number 1 if not for what is at number 1, which is usually how the second place
You're right.
works.
That's how numerals.
But anyways, number 2, new this week, 9 Perfect Strangers
You meet in heaven.
by Leanne Moriarty.
Oh, yeah. Except I don't think that anybody is liking this book.
My wife has been real slow getting into this.
Yeah,
Romance
she's-
writer.
she's a fan.
Yeah, she is. A romance writer becomes fascinated by the owner and director of a health resort.
Huh.
The only one not fascinated by this owner and director of this health resort are the readers.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like it.
So anyway, last one.
Oh,
Number 1,
I'm ready.
Past Tense. Lee Child.
Oh,
Jack Reacher explores the New England town. Wait, I'm from New England.
yeah. You're there.
New England town where his father was born, and a Canadian couple now find themselves stranded.
Huh. Interesting. Is this a Wolverine story? Just on the run. in
Yeah, sorry.
Canada.
I gave you a blank stare,
Yes,
which
you
does
did.
not play well in podcast
Yes, you
form.
did. I'll use this time to point out that if you would like to hear our thoughts on Lee Child, look no further than soundcloud.com/allthebooks and episode 116 Spotlight on Lee Child featuring my little brother. #Steve, #Steve forever.
Right. Where was his dad born?
Steve's dad?
No,
Oh.
Jack Reacher.
Yes, Canadian town, I guess.
No, he just said New England town.
Oh,
I mean, not he, me.
now's
His
the
father
time
was
for you
born.
to look this up.
Yeah.
I
I don't know. I didn't know.
I don't think it's a great idea.
Okay. Past 10. Oh, I've hit insert on my keyboard. Now it's just a mess. All right. So that's the New York Times bestsellers list. That's it.
Yeah, well, it makes sense.
Oh.
Not really any surprises in there.
I thought we could talk about Jack Reacher.
What about it?
Jack Reacher is going to be a show now.
Yes, it is.
No more movies.
That's true.
So Tom Cruise is no longer playing Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
But as you pointed out, everybody is like, "Oh, we kicked him out because he's too short." Like Lee Child
Lee
is
Child
like,
came out and was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, you're right. Tom Cruise is too short."
so readers have been upset. So we're
Yeah.
recasting. It's like, and you point out like, no, you're recasting because Tom Cruise isn't doing TV.
Right. Tom Cruise
He's-
is not going to do your TV show.
He's not
going to
do your Netflix Jack Reacher
yeah,
show.
I guess I just don't understand why you like throw Tom Cruise under the bus. First of all, the bus will drive right over him and won't even hit him because he's so short. Second, like those movies do not get made unless
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is like, I want to play Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
Nobody else is going to make those movies.
Yeah. Also,
And
how much
no
more
way,
damage?
listen,
Yeah.
after that first movie, no way would movie 2 have gotten
No.
done if Tom Cruise wouldn't have been
No.
like, look at my crazy eyes, I'm Tom Cruise.
Yeah, you're not getting a Jeremy Renner sequel.
No.
For Jack Reacher.
No.
I don't know how much more damage you expect you can do to Tom Cruise's reputation
Yeah,
anyway.
Right,
So
right. Is he in a new movie? I'll see it.
yeah, it's a weird.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't understand the reason to come out and like say that Tom Cruise is
Yeah.
at fault when he's the only reason why non-readers
Yeah.
have any idea who Lee Child or Jack Reacher is.
Yep.
So
So anyway,
I'm with you, Tom.
So that's all to say. There's going to be a Jack Reacher show. But
Yeah.
I couldn't find
Yeah,
the TV
I've seen
network.
it. I've seen it before. It was called The Fugitive.
Huh.
It's just all it's going to
Oh,
be.
okay,
That's
yeah.
it. It's just an anthology.
Or the
show.
Incredible
Just-
Hulk.
Yeah, or the Incredible Hulk, or
That'd be
Quantum
fun,
Leap,
yeah.
or the Pretender. Yes, it's been done. It's just, I just don't get it. I don't get the
Right.
appeal. I mean, I just don't think the character is. I don't know.
Yeah. Anthology shows don't seem to last many seasons,
No.
except for the horror one.
Yeah, right.
So,
It's just
maybe
a
that's
new
done.
a new cast every single time. I mean, that's the whole point of Jack Reacher, and it's why the books get a little fatigued because you can't really like grow. He doesn't
Right.
have any like touch points, so it's
Yeah.
just kind of like, yeah, still got that toothbrush. So anyway, it's not Tom Cruise's fault, but they're making a TV show that no one's gonna watch.
Tom Cruise is at fault for so many other things.
Many things, but not that.
Yeah. And not that we want to talk about, lest the hammer comes down.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
You don't want to be on the bad
Yeah.
side of Tom Cruise. No
that,
way.
That opening of Fantastic Beasts where that cloud of smoke just comes through and kills everything.
Yeah.
That'd be us.
No, really.
We
would
wouldn't
be the
No, we'd be the
we'd be
people.
the people in the Tom Cruise cloud.
Tom Cruise is the cloud, yes.
Okay. I don't want to be in a Tom Cruise cloud, but
Okay.
I do want to get a jump start on my holiday shopping. So it's segment time, everyone.
It's the holiday season.
Eric and I,
so whoop-de-doo.
yeah, I like that.
Duh. How's the song go?
Dickory-dock.
That's it.
That's Andy Williams. That's one of my favorites.
Oh,
so
is it?
Yeah, good pull. Good pull.
And don't forget to wind up your clock.
Hang up your sock. Hang up your sock. You should remember to wind your clock. Mine is not wound, as you see.
Yeah.
It stopped at 9:45.
It's always 9:45 in this
Oh
office.
boy, the intro of this segment is going very well. We are going to be talking about some book options to buy for your friends and family because it's just about Black Friday, everybody.
That's true.
So we're pulling a list from self.com, 21 best books of 2018 to buy for the bookworm in your life. We looked at a couple different lists, and of course, we have our own thoughts on this, but we settled on this one because it pulls some things that I wouldn't really have thought of, but they're interesting. They're different. So
Yeah.
let's take it. So you can find this at self.com, and we'll post it on Twitter. We'll probably won't hit every
Oh,
single one,
All right. Yeah.
but
We'll do our best.
we'll do our best. All right, the first one, very timely, Rage Becomes Her by Soraya Chemaly. In this excellent collection of essays, Chemaly explores women's anger, which is so often dismissed but holds incredible transformative powers. Don't take it from us, take it from Gloria Steinem, who graced the book with this convincing jacket blurb.
Right.
How many women cry when angry because we've held it in for so long? How many discover that anger turned inward is depression? Soraya Chemaly's Rage Becomes Her will be good for women and for the future of this country. After all, women have a lot to be angry about. So again, certainly timely. It's been getting some good reviews, nonfiction here. Starred reviewed from Kirkus, so this is one we have in our collection as well. But
Quoting Kirkus, the feel-good book of the summer.
I think
No,
you're
just
reading
kidding.
the wrong thing. You're reading the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But now I feel like I have to say, Kirkus actually said, bracingly liberating, important, timely, and necessary.
Yeah.
So pretty high praise.
Sorry about that.
The next one we've already talked a little bit about due to the Man Booker Prize. It was the winner this year. So Eric, why don't you
Yeah,
take
this
it
was
away?
a awkward cover to look up on Google. The
yeah.
Milkman.
The
Or not
Milkman.
the Milkman. It's just Milkman. It's
And
like Hulk.
actually, Self's rundown of what this book is about is very helpful because a lot of the other synopses I've read have just been like, wait,
Yeah,
so
you weren't
what is it
interested
about?
by the first when it won. You weren't interested by the description.
Yeah.
if I remember.
Yeah.
It follows a teenage girl attempting to avoid sexual advances from middle-aged paramilitary she calls milkmen. Kwame Anthony Appiah, 2018 Man Booker Prize chair judges, described the book as a story of brutality, sexual encroachment, and resistance threaded with mordant humor.
Interesting. Now, this is
So-
one that, I don't know, usually when the Man Booker Prize is announced, there is like a spike in sales, and I think there has been, but this hasn't really like bled over into
Not like the Underground Railroad.
not at all. But this is not.
What
I don't
was
know.
Last year's.
Last year's winner.
Yeah.
Boy,
Yeah.
I don't know. We'd have to
I
check.
got it right
We'd
here.
have to check. But anyway, Milkman by Anna Burns, winner of the Man Booker Prize for this year, and on the list here as an interesting option as well.
Lincoln
So,
in the Bardo,
Lincoln and the Bardo won,
Yeah.
won
Which-
Man Booker last year.
which was everywhere as well.
It was.
but yeah.
So this one is kind of, I don't know, it sort of stands on its own.
I wonder if it's I guess Underground Railroad was a heavy topic, but it, like the way it was sold, like
Yeah.
metaphor.
It was like
Right.
a literal interpret, like if the Underground Railroad
Was a real train.
actually, yeah.
It had that like hook to they bring you like, oh, this is gonna be brutal, but
Yeah.
it's like a train.
Yeah.
I don't think Milkman has, and Lincoln in the Bardo is just a bunch of fun ghosts having a fun time.
Yeah.
I think maybe the subject matter. I mean, it's heavy times
Yeah.
in 2018. So I think when you're writing, even if it's great stuff, heavy stuff, it's hard to be like, well, time to basically read the news, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Let's see. This is the next one here on their list is the Mars Room, which was also up for the Man Booker Prize.
yeah, this one I feel like I've seen a lot more
I agree.
around town.
I agree. So this is the Mars Room by Rachel Kushner, a finalist for the Man Booker Prize and long listed for the Andrew Carnegie Medal. It's a novel about characters in the fictional Stanville Women's Correctional Facility in Central California. Yeah, this one has been getting a lot more talk
Yeah.
and a lot more buzz. So I don't know. Like I said, it was a finalist, but ultimately they settled on Milkman.
Yeah.
But
Does it a novel about fictional Stanville Women's Correctional Facility in
Yep.
Central California?
Yep.
So, yeah, there you go.
All right. The next one, When They Call You a Terrorist, a Black Lives Matter memoir. So that's interesting. I don't know that we've seen that like in the wake of that movement, like a specific book, from a personal standpoint about that. I mean, there must be ones out there, but When They Call You a Terrorist, Black Lives Matter, a memoir by Patrice Kahn-Cullors and Asha Bandel. Kahn-Cullors, who co-founded Black Lives Matter in 2013 alongside Alicia Garza and Opal Tometi, wrote a memoir that explores her own experience growing up as a black woman in America, the early stages of her movement, and what happened when Black Lives Matter took off. So that's a pretty personal inside take on a movement that really, I mean, is now at the forefront of most Americans' minds. So interesting there. I want to take Tommy Orange at number 5.
With There, the book that we still didn't really understand at the end. Maybe this will.
Maybe it will.
All right, so There by Tommy Orange, which was on the New York Times bestsellers list for a while. A new kind of Native American epic, which is already more than I learned from any thing we saw about this.
Agreed.
Which explores the history of violence against Native Americans and how that has come to bear in the present day. Orange says, there's been a lot of reservation literature written. I wanted to have my character struggle in the way that I struggled, in the way that I see the other Native American people struggle, with identity and with authenticity. So, yeah, that's already a description of the book compared to everything. I can't even remember what the New York Times summary was. Sometimes the New York Times list is not helpful.
Yeah.
So-
And this is one that also did sort of transcend as well, because it was actually a bestseller.
Yeah.
I mean, this was one that was high on people's reading lists and
Yeah.
being read quite often.
I'm
So.
going to add it to my to-read list.
Interesting. Well, that'd
Yeah.
be interesting to hear what you think.
Well, I can't promise when I'll read it,
Oh,
but
okay.
sorry. Oh, you got real sad at the
That's all
end.
right. That's all right. I'm going to jump down to A Place for Us by Fatima Fareen Mirza. In this novel, which is the first book published by Sarah Jessica Parker's imprint.
Yeah. I guess, does that make sense?
Well, only in that Sarah Jessica Parker has partnered with the American Library Association to do like a regular book club and that sort of thing. So she's been
Oh.
very involved in that side of things. So yes, I think given that kind of lead up, it does make sense.
Okay.
Mirza writes about a Muslim family living in California who gather for a young woman's wedding. Mirza told The Guardian that the book is like a long love letter to her life that was mine right until I started writing it. She doesn't want readers to focus on the character's religion. The author goes on to say, to me, it was always a story about brothers and sisters, mothers and daughters, fathers and sons. They just happen to be Muslim, she said, which is nice. It sounds like, it's nice when that's just kind of a normal, like everyday background and it's not like not the purpose of the book.
Right.
I think that's a good way for people to just kind of accept characters like that without, it being a big deal.
Right.
So it's nice. It's an approachable way, I think, for people who maybe don't naturally gravitate towards reading books about characters of that background.
Mm-hmm.
Educated's been on the list quite a bit.
Yeah. Let's see. Tara Westover's Educated is a remarkable memoir of a young woman raised in a survivalist family in Idaho who strives for education while still showing great understanding and love for the world she leaves behind. Westover, who never set foot in a classroom until her first day of college, writes about growing up working at her family's junkyard, studying solo for the ACT, and struggling through her first semester of college. She flourished and now holds a PhD from Cambridge.
That's pretty amazing. I think I first heard of this book. Barack Obama put it on his list of like to read books that he always announced.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I remember hearing about it then, and then of course it's been a bestseller. It's been pretty popular in here.
He had nice things to say about the. He also talked about the book I read a while ago, the Three Body Problem, that big sci-fi
right.
novel. So
Did he like it?
yeah,
You didn't like it.
no, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What am I? Oh, I'm thinking of the N.K. Jemisin stuff that you didn't like.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not good. All right. Jumping down to The Map
their
of
own.
Salt and Stars
Mm-hmm.
by Jennifer Zainab Jakahader. In this novel, Syrian-American writer follows two Syrian women leading parallel lives almost 800 years apart. As Naur and her family are forced to flee conflict in present-day Syria, she comforts herself with the story of Rawaya, who disguised herself as a boy in order to become a mapmaker's apprentice in the 12th century. I just like that. I mean, I always like parallel journey stories.
Oh, do you?
I mean, yes, I think when done well, they're really cool, which I guess is, you
Yeah,
know,
like Batman
obviously
v
if it's
Superman.
bad, it's not going to be good, but no.
Well, they're both on journeys.
They're
that
800
intersect.
years apart. I like that. When
Oh
you,
yeah.
when,
So the
you
lake
know.
house.
Yes, yeah, the Keanu Reeves vehicle, the lake house.
Wow.
Anyway,
Throw
it just,
Sandra Bullock under the bus.
it
there.
just
Wait.
sounds like that's almost a
Oh,
Speed
because
reference.
oh man,
Almost.
there's a lot.
I think it
there.
was Speed 2 that really threw her under the bus. But
Yeah.
anyway, The Map of Salt and Stars. I like that one. You know
One
what?
could say it sunk her career.
You know
no,
what?
she's fine. She's the biggest star in Hollywood. Go
I'm
on.
going to put Map of Salt and Stars.
Look at
online.
us. Look
Yeah.
at us just go.
Yeah.
We're finding gifts for ourselves.
I'm doing
really.
it. Yeah. Merry
So-
Christmas to this guy right
Yeah.
here.
An American Marriage is also on this list,
Oh,
which was on the
yes.
list, which was on the New York Times bestsellers list for a while.
Yes, we've poked fun at this many
Tahari
times.
Jones, An American Marriage. Jones writes about newlyweds Celestial and Roy, and dealing with having the name Celestial. No. And what happens when Roy is sentenced to 12 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit? The New Yorker describes the novel as both sweeping and intimate. At once an unsparing exploration of what it means to be black in America and a remarkable lifelike portrait of marriage.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not big on reviews or descriptions where you're just saying they're both things that are usually opposites of each
Yeah.
other. Like, they were foolish yet wise. They were brave yet cautious.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so they're just a regular person.
That's how you can tell somebody's fortune. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're very decisive, but sometimes struggle when the hard choices come.
Wait, are you doing an impression or are you just reading my fortune? Because that's true.
Wow. Wow. I don't know where that
Yeah.
came from. It was like
Oh
something
my gosh.
otherworldly just
Yeah.
took me over for a minute there.
Yeah.
Jumping down, Little Fish by Casey Plett. So we're not
This is
covering
the prequel to Tim Burton's Big
Big
Fish.
Fish, exactly. We're not covering everything on this list here, so
Yeah.
again, we'll post this online because it is it's a cool list with a diverse series of books that are not they're just kind of off the beaten path. They're not just like
Yeah.
bestsellers for the last 6 months. So anyway,
Mhm.
Little Fish by Casey Plett. Casey Plett used to write a column for McSweeney's about being transgendered. In her debut novel, a transgender woman named Wendy Reimer discovers that her grandfather, a devout Mennonite farmer, may also have been transgender. Trans readers laud Plett's ability to get at the heart of their experience, while non-trans readers say they close the cover feeling enlightened. Enlightenment's always a good thing.
What's the next one? Oh, there it is. Circe, which confused the heck out of us
still
for being
does.
on the list.
It still does.
Circe by Madeline Miller. Miller adapts and retells the Greek myth of Circe, a goddess who transforms her enemies into wild animals featured in Homer's Odyssey. Calls the book a classic story of female empowerment, and Miller has spoken about why she chose to write about Circe. Well, I want to hear this. In the process of reimagining the character, this is a story of a woman finding her power and, as part of it, finding her voice. She starts out really unable to say what she thinks, and by the end of the book, she's able to live life on her terms and say what she thinks and what she feels, and just turn people into animals.
Huh.
You know, she had to find her path to
I guess so.
turning things into
I
animals.
don't know. This has just never appealed to me, and
Yeah, it's strange.
that remains
Yeah.
not appealing to me.
Nice, yeah.
All right.
Sure.
All right. Let's do one more each.
Okay.
If You Leave Me by Crystal
Don't you dare.
Anna Kim.
Don't you dare, Nick.
Kim's debut novel, longlisted for the Center for Fiction's first novel prize, is an intergenerational saga that starts in wartime Korea. It's at once a love story, an exploration of female autonomy, and a tale of war and refugee life that offers a unique human view from within splintered nation. Interesting.
Yeah.
What do you got?
What do we got? We got Intoxication and the Recovering Intoxication and its Aftermath.
I love the cover of this book.
It's a typewriter in not a shot glass.
Yeah.
A tumbler?
Yeah.
All right. this is by Leslie Jameson. Jameson's latest book is a memoir about addiction and recovery, and so much more. She also includes the addiction of stories of famous and non-famous people, cultural analysis of how we think about addiction and sobriety, and some truly excellent, what did I just say?
You
Excellent?
said excellent.
Truly excellent scholarship and reporting. So there you go.
Okay. Well, I'm posting the list on Twitter right now.
Don't you dare. No,
because
he
I
can.
do think it's a pretty cool. I think it's a pretty cool list, and
Yeah.
even the ones that we didn't have time to go over, there's a lot on here that you might not. I don't know. You might not just come across these books and be like, "Oh, that's it." But
Right.
I feel like they do a good job of describing them and are pulling them from all over the place. So it's a good list.
Yeah.
And it'll be on Twitter.
All right.
I guess that's it. So we can turn it over to library news now.
Yeah.
There's one thing that I'm excited about that we're going to be doing on the podcast in the coming weeks. We just decided this morning.
Okay.
Pretty exciting stuff. It's Christmas time, so we've got a couple of Christmas.
Not quite yet. but
No,
go
not
on.
no.
Go on.
no,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
I'm being
It's
confrontational.
the beginning of the Christmas season starts post Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We got a couple of Christmas book clubs that are happening here in the library. We're doing Santa Claude. Sorry,
It's a cat,
by Rita Mae Brown and Sneaky Pie Brown,
which is a cat.
her cat.
Yes.
And we're also doing Mr. Dickens and His Carol, which we featured on the podcast last year in our talk about some new Christmas books coming out. So
Right.
we're going to be doing that as well, so you can join us for both of those. But
Go on.
we're going to do a little Christmas cozy book report here on the podcast.
Yeah.
I will
Strange
be
little
reading
experiment.
Santa Claude, and I will be telling you all my feelings on it. Mr. Eric Mickles is going to be reading, do you remember the title?
No.
The Christmas Cake Murder.
That's right. Christmas Cake
by
Murder.
Joanne Fluke.
Yeah.
And the Nutcracker himself, Mr. Bo Hutchings, who joined us last year on the podcast, coming back to town to play the Nutcracker again,
Yeah.
will be also reading a cozy Christmas mystery.
Yeah.
We batted around some ideas. He has not made a final decision yet, so that's going to
Yeah.
be the wild card.
Yeah.
But in a couple weeks, we're going to sit down and we're going to have an old-fashioned... Are we going to decide which one was the best?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Is it going to be up to the individual to...
I feel like we're all just
push?
bringing our frankincense and myrrh and whatnot to
You're
this
right.
thing.
Gold is the other thing.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
we'll do it. We'll throw up a Twitter poll. We'll see
Yeah.
which one of us was able to sell you on that Christmas
sure.
book.
Sell you on the mystery.
So pretty exciting times. Pretty exciting times. The Nutcracker is coming up here.
Yeah.
December 7th is the first night. That is at 7 o'clock. And then Saturday and Sunday, we also have performances at 2. If you've seen the Nutcracker before, this one's going to be a little bit different. We're doing some scenes, Genesee Dance Theater, I should say, is doing some scenes that we don't typically have on the stage here. Going to be a little different setup, so if you've seen it before, you're going to want to see it again.
Plus, then you don't have to go to Disney's Nutcracker.
You don't have
which
to
has
go
apparently
see,
been
yeah,
pretty
you don't
bad.
have to see it. You don't have to see it.
Yeah.
I still kind of want to see it, but you don't have to. Andover Ecumenical Choir is going to be back on December 14th, and we've just settled with Creek Bend Band, who we had to cancel that concert because of the weather.
Yeah.
They're going to come back and do a Christmas show on December 20th. So December is a busy month for everyone, but it's going to be super busy here at the library in a good way. So if you're exhausted from all the Christmas shopping and family get-togethers, join us for one of
Take
these
that.
fun Christmas events.
Yeah.
So that's the big news for me.
Yeah.
Eric, take it away.
November 30th, because December's a bit too busy. We had to show our
Busy.
movie a little earlier. So December 30th, our after-school movie is Alpha, which is the story about a boy and a wolf
It's
who
a
becomes
story
the
about
first
the
dog.
robot from Power Rangers.
No.
Just him celebrating Christmas.
Yeah, it's, oh my gosh, alone?
Actually, there is a VHS called Alpha's Magical Christmas. I have seen it.
And?
It's not good. It's weird.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah.
No, this is
Sneaky
this
Pie
is
Brown.
technically like the first boy and his dog story.
Yes, that's true.
So-
This movie, I did want to see this movie.
Yeah, I was very confused by the trailers for this originally because it made it look like it was like this indie kind of artsy film, and then I saw one where they put a narrator and it's like, this boy will learn what it means to be a man, and this wolf will learn his place. And it's just
The voice was good, but I wish the podcast listeners could have seen the face you were
Oh.
making because that really sold it for me. You were like,
yeah.
stuff.
Also, we started our like thousand. I'm saying thousands, but 1,000 books before
books before kindergarten.
before
everybody.
kindergarten. So you can come to the library and we have some totes.
Yep.
But you can also put your name when you reach certain milestones. We got a big old hungry caterpillar
Yes.
that you can track your progress
Absolutely, you can.
on. yeah, so that's going on as well. Also, we're going to be doing some kind of raffle stuff with some loot crates
Oh, that's exciting.
in December.
Okay.
So we got some stuff. And
Weren't you going to raffle the Hate You Give, or did you already do that?
No, we're going to set that up as well. The Hate You Give and
Dear Martin.
Dear Martin are being raffled as well separately.
Cool.
So
Well, again, the 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten is something that we're really excited about. So if you know some kids who are pre-K, this is a really simple way. We're trying to make it very parent-friendly. That you can check out books, you can log the books,
right.
and get through that quickly, just to improve literacy skills, and vocabulary, and just really, it makes a huge difference. So hope you can participate in the program. And like I said, we're trying to make it as easy as possible. So, and a free tote bag, thanks to the Wellsville Rotary Club. So you can't lose. It's a sharp tote bag too. Nice job, Kate, making
Sharp.
that tote bag.
Yeah.
That's gonna do it for me. You got anything else you want to talk about?
No.
You want to talk more about Cool Spot, the Sega Genesis game? From a few weeks back?
I appreciate you asking, but I think
You got it.
I'm okay.
You got it good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, that's going to do it for episode 170, and we'll see you next week.
And also, bye to everybody on Twitch.
Yeah, see ya.
Uh-oh.
Look at this tote bag. Look at that tote
Did you
bag.
just knock over?
I knocked over a little pop figure. That's okay.
Oh, okay.
It's all right.
All right. Night, everybody.
Fell over.
Not night. Well,
night.
I guess it is.
It's PM.
Well, bye, everybody.
Bye.